What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Alien, the tabletop RPG. We are here to traverse the universe filled with xenomorphs and other crazy psycho death and anger. But before we get into all of that, we're going to take a quick moment to talk about another amazing show, an amazing group of peoples who play some, I believe it is, I want to call it Dungeons and Dragons 5e, but I think they might make up their own rules. And here to kind of talk about that crazy shenanigans is Juniper.
If you're talking about the Moonstone Matriarchy, we play mostly 5e rules with the occasional either slip up or homebrew. Yeah, so that's an all female game that I'm in on Saturdays over on Dean Denial's Twitch channel. It's a lot of fun. We have probably equal amounts of drama and emotional stuff versus ridiculousness with a sprinkling of combat. Yeah, it's really fun. Come and join us if you like. Back to Ray.
Thank you. It's such a good show. Everybody needs to go check that out. DN Denial. DN Denial. Great group of people, fantastic community. Definitely share the love on that one. All right. Now we're going to take all that love away and go into the cold universe that is Alien. Our intrepid crew has just received their ship, the USCSS On Tilt, which we will forever now call On Tilt because letters are hard and makes my brain go Bert. So yes, everyone is kind of unpacked and ready to go on Tilt. Ash has made his way to his favorite spot in the entire ship, which would be the crew station. Everybody else has kind of started getting into their own areas, their own sleeping arrangements and places where they're going to be hanging out. And I believe some folks had some things that they were going to do kind of behind the scenes. So we'll get to that in a minute. We're going to start with Ash sitting down at your new console. This thing's definitely hodgepodge together from various other ships. The bulk of it is still the original salvaging ship controls, but there's some we'll call it aftermarket, but it's definitely secondhand aftermarket.
I've made some special modifications myself.
So this looks like somebody watched YouTube videos and built the crew station for you. So lots of room to improve and grow. There's definitely a healthy caking of dust on a lot of the various control levers that wow, that was a fast ad break. We're gonna snooze on that. Sorry about that. So this hasn't been touched in a while. It might you got a 50-50 shot here. So I think we're going to put some skills to the test. And we're going to go with some piloting agility as we kind of brush the dust off of this thing.
I need to reopen my app. Where is
Try percussive maintenance.
it? All right. You said wits and...
agility and piloting.
Agility and piloting. I got no sixes.
Oh no!
Sweet. All right. No sixes.
Our pilot really knows how to pilot.
It's a new ship, not my fault.
It's been a while. He hasn't had his coffee yet. It's that performance anxiety.
Yeah, installing the coffee maker's item cheap.
Right. All right. So you begin flipping switches and powering everything up. The lights are coming on. Everything starts up the way it should. But then as the engines begin to spool up and start to generate, um, one of the left engines shoots a 30-foot fireball out onto the platform, and everyone audibly hears bits and pieces of the engine start to shell out.
Ugh.
Great.
And it immediately fail safes and shuts itself down.
You get kind of on the loudspeaker. We've got some temporarily mechanical issues, and I don't flip this thing off before it's just this run of son of a bitch. Goddamn, what the hell happened? Hitting things with a fire extinguisher.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, Mr. Lugo, upon hearing the turbine kind of disintegrate, has a look of just mortified exasperation as he picks up his toolbox to head outside.
I'm gonna head out with him to see if he needs like an extra hand or somebody to hold the flashlight.
Oh, with the biggest smile ever, he hands you the speed handle.
She takes it. I definitely, Phoebe definitely takes it. It's kind of like, all right, I got you, Dad. Which panels do you need off?
Oh, no worries, just the one. And it's only 152 fasteners.
Awesome. 3308 coming right off. No problem.
All right. So while this is going on, Susanna, you had made mention that you were skulking about the ship looking for a hideaway. So
Indeed.
what we're going to do is I would like you to give me a wits observation roll.
I can do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm rolling 11 dice. Hopefully this turns something up.
Oh, is that all?
That's all. All right, we got 2 6s.
Oh, beautiful. So the way the cargo bay is set up, it's think in terms of like Firefly, where it's a large open bay, but there's like a staircase on either side that leads up and then connects to a platform which goes up farther, so that you can get into the upper levels of the ship. You are able to find, who knows how long it's been there, if it's supposed to be there. It seems sketchy, but you definitely find a loose panel that has not just a little cubby behind it, but like the little cubby leads into a larger storage area.
Nice.
It's about 20 feet. Yeah, 20 feet long by probably 12 feet wide. So you have some room in there.
Nice.
There's definitely some remnants of things that probably weren't super great. Oils and hydraulic fluids, like salvaging stuff was kept in here, and it has kind of made a mess of the floor a little bit, but not awful.
If there's nobody else around, I would also like to maybe see if I can cannibalize little bits from the cargo bay or something to set myself up like a little workstation in there.
Okay.
before people see stuff to realize that it's missing.
Just like dragging crates in there. Like
Yep.
nobody will notice this wire missing. Rip.
Mhm.
Love it. Okay, so you begin setting up your top secret science area, your laboratory, and for the record, I don't think we should ever again talk about Susanna's hidey hole. Just throwing that out there.
That's
All
dark.
right.
What, you don't want us to talk about Susanna's hole? I mean, really? Come on.
Now, while that is all happening, Lance Corporal Deacon, you are in what could only be considered the armory.
Home.
The weaponry in here is old, it's rusted, it has not been taken care of. But despite that disappointment, you get the lovely surprise of finding a crate that is very simply labeled grenades.
Ooh. Well, I try to open it.
It's like one of those old, like World War II style crates. Like it's made out of wood, and when you open it up, it's filled with like straw. But there's definitely a bunch of grenades in there. There's 4 of them to be exact.
Ooh, come to daddy. Gimme. Are they all standard grenades, or are they different types?
So we're gonna do 2 standard. I don't have the list readily available here.
I know there's electroshock and stun are 2 different types, and also like flashbangs.
All right, so we're gonna go with 2 standard grenades, 1 electroshock, and 1 flashbang.
Okay.
I think that'll be fun. Grenades in space, why not?
Well, I will.
What's the worst that
slip
could
it
happen?
Onto my belt. Oh, nothing bad. Just take down a wall or 2.
Aggressive remodeling.
Yes. Anything else going on, or do I just start cleaning guns? Got to get them up to snuff for everybody.
Yeah, it's pretty much just cleaning time. There are a couple of scopes, but they need repair as well. So what we'll have you do is what is the old Space Marine stats?
Strength,
What do you-
stamina, close and ranged combat.
Yeah, it wouldn't be heavy machinery. So
Well, these are guns. Range combat roll.
yeah, let's do agility, range combat, just simple maintenance. It's not going to be like super stressful or anything.
Okay. Rolling 8 dice. 1 success.
Perfect. So you are actually getting these weapons back into functional order
Yeah.
instead of just cleaning them, but them not being functional. So it's working out in your favor. All right. And while you are tending that and getting the armory in order and looking nice, that way if there's an emergency, you can grab weapons quickly. Protocol. We're going to cut over to Brooks, who last I knew was hanging out in your quarters with Catiopia, the ship's mascot.
So some really exciting stuff in here. Brooks is establishing an operating budget. Definitely looking. Oh no. Yeah, but just kind of looking at like what each section would take to operate. So what the armory would need to have like bi-monthly and other things like that. Getting a budget underway for the operation to go forward. So it's all color coded binders. They're having their moment and they're thoroughly enjoying it.
Brooks is like, red is for math, yellow is for English.
Well, and they're fully intending to like present these to like science, armory, all that in like color coded tabs and be like, I need your expertise here and like to see like what's going on. So they're establishing a full that with the intent of giving it to those individuals. It's about as sexy as it gets in here.
Or Susanna, that is incredibly sexy.
Chat's over here wiling out tonight.
I think there is different levels of effort. Absolutely. Like, and Susanna's binder is so much thicker. I think Brooks has kind of identified like, oh yeah, they're gonna enjoy the fact that the tabs themselves are color coded. It's a whole thing.
Amazing.
Love it.
So, yeah, that's what they're doing. Fun stuff.
Yeah, I mean, to some people that is quite enjoyable. Very therapeutic. All right, Phoebe, you get panel 3308 open, and shards of metal kind of fall out. It would appear that the JFS has had a catastrophic failure. So,
Oh man.
at least your dad has a look of relief, as it's just a very simple swap in and out part, which they have on hand. So your dad sets to work fixing that. So chat, this is your time to shine. I need you to type in !D6 and give me a dice roll, and we'll see how well Mr. Lugo fixes the ship. I just lost my D6 into the nothingness.
Oh no.
Oh, good. Thank you. Well done.
Oh man.
That is how we start things. Oh, you have a do-over, huh?
You get another
If
shot.
this do-over is also a 1.
Oh, I hope beyond all hopes.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
That's a C.
Go ahead and give me a second roll, chat.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Love
Way
it.
more better.
Awesome.
Shout out to Khaleesi.
Yeah.
Mother of
So-
re-rolls.
We're even gonna put that up here with a beautiful 5. The JFS gets fixed. Mr. Lugo and Phoebe start doing the appropriate priming and stuff like that. So Phoebe, I'm gonna have you help out with the roll here.
Oh no.
So you're gonna do a little strength heavy machinery.
Okay.
That face was
You
not
know-
good.
The way that I got my my stuff set up, probably should have put a point in there since, you know. Anywho.
That
No
sounded
sixes.
like enough.
Literally
No
just 4.
6s. Did you get a 1 though?
I got 2 1s.
Sweet. All right. So I believe that that means you start accumulating some stress dice, yes?
Yeah, I probably didn't put the packing in right, and it kind of like, clipped itself or something.
the door the door opened and gas just fell out.
100%. All right, so is that 2 stress then for each one?
Well, I don't think ones actually generate stress. I think we talked about that before.
Oh, okay.
But you can, however, push the roll and roll all your dice again to try and get that success. But doing so will give you 1 stress level.
I mean, we're just gonna pull that thing out, and I'm gonna try to get a new packing in there. I'll use what is it? I can't remember what it's called that we use these. Damn it! All right, no 1s this time, but no 6s either. But that does give me a stress though, right? Let me see. Okay. Yes.
It does. So yeah, you put it together, and I mean, it'll work, but it's not perfect. Is how we're going to word it. But I mean, what is perfect on this ship? So you and your dad go to work, putting the panel back up and everything. Takes only a couple minutes, and your dad radios up to Ash. All right, go for 2.
All right, try this again. I totally have the fire extinguisher closer this time.
It's sitting on E.
Shh.
He thought he was prepared.
Of course I'm prepared.
It's full of
6s this time.
nice. Fire extinguisher's just full of water. They said to fill it. They didn't say. So this time around, the engine kicks on. There's that lovely thrumming and humming sound as all the engines light up. Phoebe and her dad reboard, close up the doors and everything, and you are now ready to leave the planet.
Nice.
Good.
All right.
If we had a budget, this would be the cool.
Yeah. How much production value?
Right. So as the ship is leaving the atmosphere, Brooks, the mission is now underway. Are you just going to remain in your quarters, or are you going to come out and do that thing you do?
Yeah, I think Brooks is going to start making some rounds. I think they initially look for Susanna, but can't find her. So the next place they find themselves would probably be the armory to see if Deacon is in there. And meanwhile, the whole time they're walking around, they're having the cat's just following them. It's that definite cat owner thing where it's just trailing around. So I think they kind of poke their head in first. Is Deacon in the armory?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I think they having trouble getting into character. I think they clear their voice and just wait for Deacon to kind of acknowledge them as they're cleaning. I imagine they're still cleaning weapons and such.
Without looking up, Deacon goes, "Brooks, come for some target practice."
On a ship this small, I imagine it's not safe. At least let's make sure how thick that wall is.
There's like a hand-drawn target that's like legit and arms reach away.
Out of chalk.
Speaking of, I think they take out like a packet of folder and just kind of place it next to what they're working on, and it's like, this is an operations budget. Are you familiar?
Don't usually familiarize myself with the ones and zeros.
Well, it's actually really important and quite useful, and it could be fun even to have a weigh in on what the budget could be. I think they're not as mean as they usually are kind of coming into this. They're definitely coming off of a high of like, hey, it's all coming together. Thank goodness they didn't know about the engine. But
Deacon will quit polishing the gun he currently has in his hands and go, "Fun, you say?"
yeah, I guess to put it in some layman's terms, you can make a wish list for what weapons you'd like to have purchased. Kind of pushes the folder over a little further.
Deacon looks down at the folder, up at Brooks, back down to the folder, just reaches his hand out, pulls it closer.
You can see there I have highlighted some different calibers that we may need. I'll need your expertise, of course.
My experience, the bigger the better.
All right, so corrections have to be made in red pen. Okay, no other pen color.
Understood.
Yeah, and whenever you're done with that, just let me know whenever we're planet side next, and we'll see what we can afford and what we could purchase for the armory.
Deacon looks over at Cassiopeia, who just knocked over a glass, it looked like, there. And with a critical eye, tilts his head. And you can tell he's focusing on something for a second. And then he looks up, "That your Cap?"
Yeah.
Got Mancoon in it? Deacon knows nothing about cats, by the way.
No, but they are large for their breed.
Say about a 20, 24 long.
Thereabouts.
Okay. I'll be sure to get a list to you by the time we're planetside.
Thank you. And turns to go find, I guess the next one would be Phoebe.
Before Brooks, he turns and starts walking out, Deacon says, "Brooks, I still
Stops
hate
without
you.
turning around.
I still hate you."
You don't have to like me. It's not on the list.
Glad we understand each other.
Maybe we
And
can
he
write
runs
that
back
in
to
red
cleaning.
later.
Yeah. I imagine now I'm gonna go find Phoebe, and I think the packet made for Phoebe is just a lot of unknowns because they're still grappling with the fact that it's like they're a child, so, and they're not formally educated, so this is kind of, yeah, they're gonna try their
Teenager.
best. Teenager.
Phoebe's got her own GED. It's literally just the letters written on a piece of paper with the E is backwards.
Yeah.
I imagine after I came back in with my dad, I went to, I guess, the infirmary, to kind of just take stock of what they already had in there. But with the 60,000 that we got, and we had Phoebe had bought some more stuff, so she's taking stock of it, and then kind of setting aside. There's 6 of us, yeah. So 6 different little packs and everything to kind of set it up so that everybody has their own pack when they go out and do things.
Yeah, so Brooks kind of walks in. When you said you were working on the medbay, did you lose any time when you were working on the engine? So are you just getting started, or have you been at it for a little bit?
Probably just getting started. When Brooks walks in, they immediately notice 6 little, they're not really, think of it's slightly bigger than a fanny pack, like big enough to put a med kit in, if that makes sense. But it would
So
be
like a
like
little go
lightweight.
bag kind of.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
tool belt.
Yeah, like 6 to-go bags set out, but really you kind of see her rummaging through cabinets, but it's still kind of probably messy in there because I haven't really been Phoebe hasn't been working it that long.
I think Brooks walks in, kind of takes stock and looks around, and the same thing, gonna clear the throat again, and just kind of wait for you to have a moment.
I think she's gonna kind of just look over her shoulder and be like, "Can I help you?"
Yeah, operations budget. Is that exciting time? I'm just gonna go ahead and put down a budget. She's like, "Are you familiar with creating an operations budget?"
She's just gonna kind of squint and be like, "No."
All right. Very important. Super critical. This is setting up the amount of money that monthly will go to the infirmary. So whatever would be on your list of things for what you would use in a span of a month, and then things that would broadcast further than that.
Tracking.
Okay. So already, because you're somewhat new, I copied our operations budget from a last ship I was on that was roughly this size. So this is what their last medic had as far as what they would go through every month. So just review it, and then by the time we make Planetfall next, any corrections in red pen, just whenever you get a chance.
In red pen. And then she's kind of like, okay.
Yeah. Okay. I look forward to whatever stipulations you make.
Do you have a red pen?
I do several. I imagine they have like the little pencil pouch. They open it up and it's just like, there you go.
All right. Let me get 3 because my dad typically kind of, I don't know, they vanish whenever he's around, so I'm gonna need at least 3.
Okay. Hands you 2 more, but there is a solid pause. Could have had to add red pens to the budget. And then kind of walks out of the room. I imagine to go find Ash. As far as the crew station, how customized is customized?
I
Really
think
big Firefly cockpit.
yeah,
Don't forget his little Hawaiian like bobble thing.
yeah, yes,
the one
the
that
Hawaiian
James
bobble
called it.
lady.
Oh,
Named Liz.
Yes,
I forgot that she was called Liz. Oh.
yeah. So just walks in. What is Ash doing?
I'm like under a panel chasing wires, and like I don't see you. I simply go, no cats in the cockpit.
I think Brooks is just gonna kind of heel the cat out and then close the door because there is no way to tell the cat not to come in.
somehow the cat's like up in the window now, just glaring.
Very well. Operation budget time. I imagine you've done many of these.
Yeah.
Yeah, so here's yours and a red pen. I've noticed that not many people have their own red pens. So, yeah, just whenever you get a chance to review it, see what we're at as far as fuel cost. Of course, that's going to depend on planet to planet and the different operation costs thereof. And then different insight that you may have. There's definitely a review section in the back. They just kind of place like a little sticky in the back to like flag it.
Ash kind of gives a dead eye, crawls out from under the console, grabs the packet, and tosses it into the trash can. plus a red pen.
Wow.
I'm busy.
All right. So I guess there's been a misunderstanding. Like, I think they're actually like flubbing words. Like, not found the kink in that armor. They go fish it out of the trash, and they go. So from what I'm understanding is you want no say in the budget.
I think we still have a misunderstanding.
Okay. Do you want a say in your operation budget? Because if you do not, I am totally fine just dictating what needs to happen here.
Cool. Dictate.
Understood.
See, Ash hasn't had a captain in a long time.
I think. Are they still working under the panel?
After they tossed the packet in the trash, yeah, they just turned right back around to working in the panel.
All right. I imagine so they open the door to leave, but from the hall they'll take a laser pointer and put it on Ash's ankle for Cassiopeia.
Love it.
And then after what I assume would be an attack, make their way to still try to find Susanna. I think they're excited to like save the best for last. It's definitely the thickest of the binders by double.
Like, where is Susanna?
Yeah, I don't know.
Susanna has by now she has finished in her little hidey hole, and she's moved on to setting up an actual kind of public workspace.
Right
You know.
in front of it.
Just like a false wall and
Yeah.
the whole nine.
Yeah, there's like a area for a science lab, very bare bones kind of deal. So you definitely have to, much like Ash, customize and rearrange, make it the way you want. But yeah, you're in there doing that. And Brooks, you are finally able to find Susanna.
I think they don't get like a clear of the throat to get attention or anything. They just go like, "Oh, Susanna! Like, thank goodness I found you!" Like, it's time for an
Brooks.
operations budget.
Susanna's eyes light up, and she can see the amount of effort that has gone into organizing this folder, like with the little tabs on the sides and everything. And her eyes light up, and she almost takes it from you with a little bit of reverence as she starts opening the cover, reading.
Do you need a red pen?
Oh, no worries. I already have my own, and you can see that in her shirt pocket she has like 3 or 4 fountain pens. So she pulls one out, uncaps it. They're also color coded, so she has a red fountain pen ready to go.
All right, so we're making corrections in red. Wish lists are in purple, and then there are
Excellent.
color coded tabs as far as necessity. And I imagine, will you be taking on any private projects?
That depends what we come across. Is that something you would like included in our operations budget, or would you prefer me keep my own?
I think you can. I think if
Twix
depending on the size. I think depending on the size of the budget, of course you're entitled to your own privacy, as everyone is on the ship. So we can make a bit of a gray area for your budget for as far as tinkering is concerned. Is that something that would be?
Excellent.
Yes. Okay.
Yes,
And
I think so. And meanwhile, in Susanna's head, she's thinking, okay, so we've got the public budget, we've got the public-private budget, and then there's the private budget that she's not going to tell anybody about.
Yeah. So I think Brooks really just settles in. I think they settle in where Susanna is at, because I think they just want a reprieve from that interaction with Ash, and is like feeling an amount of appreciation. They would never publicly say that, but definitely they're not going to tell anyone else the disrespect that they got there. It would just be a very private thing At least for now.
Did Catiopia show up with you as well?
Absolutely.
Excellent. Susanna is alternating between having her head buried deep in this binder, and she is making notes in the margins as she goes, with either one hand on Catiopia, or she. Yeah, this is definitely a triple XL adult. Um,
I imagine at some
or
point
like she's
there's tea or coffee. Yeah, like definitely settled into a budget. I think
for
they were
sure.
I think they're putting off talking to James about a budget. At least for now. So they're just gonna like keep a little folder on the side, and then that's dirty XL chat is done.
While the two of you are talking and you're, you still got the binder for James, he kind of zips by the door on a skateboard, just like
I hate this man.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
skateboarding.
they're not.
Amazing.
They've bitten off enough they could chew today. They're just gonna focus on the task at hand.
from down the hall, you can hear him start singing Telephone Lines by ELO at the top of his lungs. Lights kind of flicker for a minute. There's a banging noise, like a hammer.
Phoebe's yelling across the way, I told you I hate that song. Choose another one.
All right, I guess
I only have the one tape. I told you, buy me another one.
All right, Susanna, if you'd excuse me. Just,
Absolutely.
Welcome to hell.
And she
You weren't
she
gonna
just
let
gives
it
you
go,
a look,
right? Yeah.
a look and a sigh of just, I understand you.
Yeah. So.
That's
I like it.
adorable.
Like little,
Why
like
not?
saddlebags for a cat.
Yep.
Yeah. So I imagine they can just listen to the sound of James as they track them down. Yeah. Where do I find James at? Is he still just skateboarding around the halls?
Pretty much. Yeah, just fixing little odds and ends here and there, but using the skateboard to get in between them quickly.
Mr. Lugo. They're not gonna chase this man like running. It's just not gonna happen.
He just kind of like pops over a railing. He's got like the Walkman headphones on. He pulls them down. What's up?
I need to speak with you about a budget.
Okay.
Well, I mean, what's the status of the ship?
It's broke. This thing's a freaking death trap.
What steps have we taken to surviving said death trap?
Well, no one's died yet.
Oh, this man's going to make me twitch.
Step
All right, Mr.
one
Lugo.
complied with.
I think we need to have a sit-down chat.
Sitting down makes me antsy.
Yeah, well, your maintenance makes me antsy.
My maintenance keeps us all alive.
That remains to be seen. Now, if you
Are
could
you
please...
dead?
Sometimes I wish. Could you please take this folder?
Yep. Hold on. He walks down a few little, flights of stairs there takes the folder from you, starts looking at it.
Are you
Yep.
familiar with a forms series?
Mhm.
A forms binder for the spacecraft?
Am I familiar with one Yes.
Okay. Did this aircraft come with one?
Oh, I have no idea.
The forms haven't been reviewed.
No.
Mr. Lugo, that's standard practice. Those should have been reviewed before we left the ground.
I'm not the pilot.
I can't. I think there's like a full deer in headlights. I can't do both of them. It's just like well, have you looked at them? This is supposed to be a combined effort on you and Ash's part.
No.
Can you tell me where they are?
Also, no.
Okay, so the way this is going to go from here on out is the forms will be reviewed before we fly. We need to have an understanding of the airworthiness of this craft. It just needs to happen. We need to have a firmer grasp on the status of the ship. And the budget, we can't even build a budget not knowing the status.
I don't disagree with you.
Okay.
Except that there is no air in space.
I think they fully take a couple of deep breaths. And just, is there air that we're breathing currently?
Sure.
There's air in space. All right, going forward, I think they're refusing to read any amount of wrong. And just what can I help you with to help me? Maybe there's some common ground here.
Well,
to meet you halfway.
I mean, the forms records would be digital.
Okay.
So I'm sure they're on a computer in the ship somewhere. I have not yet had time to review them. I will review them. I will make sure that everything is fine and that the air stays securely within our capsule.
Thank you. Is there anything that you would need from me, either explaining the budget that I have formed or any thereof?
I mean, I'm not super great at math, but I mean, I know numbers, so I'll be fine with that. If you really wanted to get us something that would be super useful, a new ship would be good.
I think as they were winding up that sentence, like something to be useful, they literally pulled out a little pad and were like, ah, yes. And just, okay, I will look into a new ship. And we will see where we are at by then, if we are still alive. Thank you.
I would recommend though, on a serious note, probably some space suits.
Space suits, excellent.
Yeah. Just in case we do accidentally put some air in space.
Should I be worried?
No more than usual.
Okay. I don't think I've ever really truly thought about space. And then just turns and flies off. Yeah, like, a new anxiety unlocked. Like just like
Androids don't experience anxiety. Get out of here.
Yeah, you know, part of Ash's problem, he understands that he works in an environment that all it wants to do is kill him.
I don't think they're comfortable with how close the line is currently. I think they're used to like a certain amount of operating professionalism that's just not displayed by James at all. Just Yeah. Gonna,
He's your typical crew chief.
and the fact that they met like same day or the day prior, there is no like the knowledge isn't there for any form of like manipulation. Yelling's not going to even work. It's just literally like, meet me halfway. Like,
Mm.
so
That's fair.
yeah, I think if they, I imagine they brought some amount of liquor with them. I think they're gonna pour themselves a drink.
All right. Well, as everybody gets their respective areas set up and they've gone to their quarters and whatnot and gotten comfortable and budgets are starting to be processed and gone over and whatnot. The ship approaches its destination. I don't think I gave the mystery ship. I don't think I gave it a name. So we're
Don't
just
think
gonna call
so.
it. We're just gonna call it the Mysterio.
The
And
wreck of Mysterio.
as you approach, you can very, very clearly see, Ash, that this ship has no power going on. It's just kind of floating in space.
Yeah. Do I see anything like big, obvious gaping holes in it?
The swordfish too. Okay.
Are we going with that? Is that the name of it now?
That's the name of it now. All right. The swordfish 2.
Nice.
Here, I'll even post it up to make it official.
Swordfish.
All right. There are no large or small gaping holes.
Shame.
I'd get on the in-ship comms and let everybody know that we're approaching. The ship appears to be powered down. No obvious problems on the outside. We probably need to discuss whether we actually want to dock with the thing or not.
Do I have any equipment to do any form of scan of the ship so that we can see what we're walking into?
That is a very good question.
Did the wreck come with a sensor array?
So the ship does have the ability to scan, being that it's a old salvaging ship. You got to be able to see what's good.
Makes sense.
Mhm.
I imagine at this point I've found Susanna, and I'm going to try to give them the help action. I do have quite a few points in Comtech, so anything to assist in the scanning venture if Susanna's the one doing it.
Nice. Above the table, if we're rolling Comtech, that's 8 dice for me. So I can help you if you have more than that.
No, I have 6.
Okay.
Just enough to work on my own android body.
You admit it? I knew it.
The truth comes out.
Do you want me to roll a Comtech?
Yes.
Uh, 1 6 in there.
1 6 in there. All right. And that was with the bonus dice from the help action.
Oh, I forgot about that. Duh. Still just the 1 6.
Okay. All right. So you utilize the scanner, and you see that the ship's power core basically is offline. There is no structural damage to the ship, and it still appears to be pressurized.
Hmm.
Can we tell if there's life signs?
Unfortunately, not with this scanner.
Okay. Okay. Susanna, do we get the crew together? See who's going aboard and what capacity? Oh, hold on. Sorry, my dogs are fighting.
Oh no.
It was a firefight.
All right,
Yeah.
they're good.
Well, I'll hop on comms and anyone interested in joining the boarding party? Meet up in wherever location we are right now. Will that do?
That'll
Oh,
do.
yeah.
I'm gonna like head that way with my little 6 med kit bags and whatnot.
We're going on an adventure.
Deacon heads that way as well.
Yeah. I imagine Brooks had to like go to their cabin and like walk into their cabin to get the cat to go in there and then close the door behind them on the way out. I'm just like, all right.
Just scratching at the door.
Sorry, Catio.
Have any of you seen the Australian dub of the Peppa Pig on TikTok? The "Come on, you old cunt, we're going on an adventure."
No way.
That's what went through my
Yeah.
head.
I love it.
One of those you throw a bunch of treats on the ground and as I'm distracted with the treats, you close the door and just kind of quickly make my way back to where Susanna was.
Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal.
Is everybody basically like in here? Well, because I know Susanna, Brooks, obviously, Deacon, Ash, are you staying? Like,
Probably what like I might trail along as the last person in the party, but I want to stay close to our ship in the event we have to rapidly leave.
yeah, that's totally fair. And then my dad is James here as well.
That depends. Do you want him to be there?
We should probably leave at
Probably
least one
not.
person.
Yeah, probably not.
Send the cat out.
Yeah, I'd say Phoebe's pretty against that. But I feel like he'd still like kind of meet up with everybody. Not with the intention to go though. But the only reason why I was asking is just to kind of figure out who all was there, because Phoebe's gonna start passing out the med kits, and it's kind of like a little sling thing. You can kind of wear it however you want. If you want to do it across the shoulder or at your waist, whatever the case may be. Everybody here has their own personal med kit. Should something ever happen whenever we're going out, I'll use your personal med kit on you. But it also has 2 Naproleve pills in there. Please only use one. Otherwise, if you use more than one in more or less within 24 hours, your functioning motions, whatever the case may be, basically you'll get a little slower, because it does affect your motor functions. So please be aware of that. One a day.
No.
Por favor.
Yeah. I think Brooks puts hers on and is like, "Good work, Miss Lugo." And kind of puts it on front of him and kind of looks through it to inventory it a little bit.
Susanna does the same. Thank you. This is excellent.
Ash, putting the ship into docking position, I need a piloting check.
All right.
I believe in you.
I would just like to point out that Tofu has done the last 3 chat rolls, and in order has rolled a 2, 3, 4.
Nice.
Back down to
I got several 6s.
Beauty.
Don't
All
like
right.
brag.
I got 17 6s. Yeah.
On 8 dice. Imagine that.
You utilizing the ship's thrusters, bring it up next to the Swordfish 2 and are able to dock the ship. Okay, what do you do? How are you doing that? It went 2, 3, 4, 3, 2.
they've cracked the code.
Sixes don't exist.
They're in the walls.
That's Susanna. The ship, docks up, and you are able to cross over onto the Swordfish 2 at your leisure.
I have a motion tracker, a scanning device. I'm just in the process of looking up power rolls because apparently every time I use it, I need to make a power roll,
Oh,
power
I
supply
looked
roll.
this up earlier. So,
Yeah.
How does that work?
On page 34, if you have the book, I could read it out loud real quick. At regular
time.
intervals, this means rolling a number of stress dice equal to the current supply rating, up to a maximum number of 6. For every 1 rolled, the supply rating is decreased by 1. So essentially,
Okay.
yeah, and it's rolling the number of stress dice. So if we're not stressed, you're fine. But if you are stressed, it's gonna be
Okay.
Do you feel anxiety?
Well, currently Phoebe is stressed, right? As I think Phoebe is the only one of us stressed right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost messed up the ship. So
Yeah.
Oh no.
Do you think Phoebe's displaying any stress kind of things going on?
On one stress level, I don't really know how much that would affect her physically, but she is definitely feeling some anxiety about, first day kind of almost messed up the ship, and then she hasn't gone out on a search like this onto another ship in a while, so kind of adds to the anxiety.
Yeah, I don't know if Brooks would have clocked it just off of one stress and just kind of being around. So
yeah, it's definitely a more internal thing right now. But she's definitely not the first person in the ship. She's probably the 4th.
I think Brooks would stay near Susanna. They have their motion tracker, and I think Brooks has a gun at the ready, their pistol.
Deacon is also packing and, scanning.
Okay. So with the motion sensors, you are picking up motion on the other ship. There's definitely things moving around.
Okay.
I think Brooks would
Do we
turn
get
to
any more
Deacon.
information than that?
Yeah.
Distance.
Numbers. I think they have the little blips, right?
So
They
detects
do-
movement within its sensor range, which is in close quarters. It's long range.
I'm trying to
It doesn't
look
say
up
whether
what.
it gives blips.
Oh, there it is. Oh, okay. Yeah, you are picking up that there's 7 things moving around. They are in the galley area of the ship. They all seem to be very close together. Like if you had to take a guess at by the way the blips are, it looks like they're sitting around a table.
Is Ash with us?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trailing at the end of the group.
He's like peeking around the corner.
I think Brooks would. Ash, did you notice another ship in the area upon approach?
No, just this one.
Why would 7 people just be sitting around a table in the dark without power? That makes no sense.
Maybe it's time for
Power's
tea.
out. Like, if you're sitting and the power's out, what else are you gonna do? Ghost stories?
Parcheesi.
I think
They're playing Yahtzee.
Brooks would actually chuckle at the time for tea in Parcheesi, and Deacon, what do you think we should do? Go in hot?
Well, I think we should be cautious. Weapons at the ready, but no itchy trigger fingers. I'll take point. I assume like we basically know the basic layout of the ship, having used the sensors. You said they're all in the galley, so head that direction. Kinky.
Oh, my goodness. All right, yeah. So I think Brooks would kind of fall in behind Deacon as like number 2 or number 3.
Okay.
I'm
Deacon,
behind Brooks.
Okay. Deacon, you opening the door?
Turn and once again reiterate to the group: don't fire except on my command.
Please.
And then we'll attempt to use the keypad to open the door.
Okay. We need some Comtech.
Oh joy. Okay. Does anybody want to help?
I'll help.
Everybody's reaching
Can I
over,
help
pushing buttons.
by shining a torch on it?
Sure.
Excellent. Yes, seeing the numbers. That's what I needed.
I think Brooks kind of gives a knowing look.
Two successes on 3 dice.
Amazing.
Nice.
Badass.
I push button good.
Somehow I imagine Deacon just like hits it with his fist.
Yeah.
Different meaning of torch there, Tofu. but I love that you have a Grogu emoticon for
with
that.
a lighter.
Yeah. So anyway, you push the appropriate code and the door unlocks and opens up. And as it slides open, you can smell it's not stale air. It smells like the filters and everything are still working. But you do smell like smoke, like fire smoke.
Accurate.
Not electric, not like electrical fire, but like wood fire.
What's the
Perplexed
temperature in here
advance.
like?
Feels like that can't be healthy.
Is it the cold of space in here, or is it?
It
the
this
temperature?
immediate area, it is pretty cold.
Susanna, I wouldn't imagine you have anything to get any sort of reading on the air in here. How much O2 do we have?
That's a good question, Ray.
I don't know, Susanna. Do you?
Let's see.
I don't know if there's anything that does that.
I mean, I have a personal data transmitter to monitor vital signs. Aside from that, I have the motion tracker. We didn't really get time to like purchase any other equipment or anything before we got on this ship, so
Yeah.
unless I found something while raiding what was remaining of the previous science laboratory.
You know what? Give me a single D6 roll, and if you get 3 or higher, we'll give you something.
All right, you got this. It's a 6. It's a 6.
Yeah. All right.
Nice.
So it's not super sophisticated, but what you find, what was left over on the ship is one of those like electronic canaries. It attaches to your shirt in some way. And when the air levels get to like dangerous, you get into a dangerous situation, it'll light up and start emitting a beeping noise.
Okay. Is my canary doing anything right now?
At this moment, it is not.
Okay. I just kind of hold it up, like hold up my shirt to Brooks.
It's just like, hold it higher.
Yeah. Well, indicating silently that things are fine, apparently.
Is there
Gotcha.
any sound coming from within?
If everybody is kind of oh man, death by hypoxia in space. Anyway, I need everybody to make one of them their observation rolls. What does it go? What goes with that one? I forget.
Wits and observation.
There you go. Wits.
What's
Yeah.
observation?
I have a 6.
You said wits and observation?
Yep.
Oops.
I
my
also have a
dice.
6.
I have 3 6s.
No
Dang.
6s and 1.
A yellow one?
Huh?
Is it yellow from your stress?
Oh,
Do I have to
I-
add a stress
I don't
die
think
in
Yeah,
there?
you get a stress
You
die
do.
on all your rolls now.
Well,
Yeah.
no, it's not.
Yeah.
okay.
It's a
The
regular
ones only matter if it's on the stress.
Okay. Gotcha.
Deacon
that
had
was
no
actually 4
sixes, so it
6s.
looks clear to him.
I miscounted. That was 4 6s.
Dang. All right. So here's what's going down. You smell the wood smoke. The oxygen levels seem to be fine. I mean, for all intents and purposes, everything seems to be on the up and up. And as you all are kind of like, oh man, what's going on? Like kind of keeping it low and quiet, you hear voices and laughter coming from the other ship.
They might
Wait,
just
when
be
you
having
say
a
the other
party.
ship,
I mean, from the room?
No, like from the galley area.
okay.
Cautiously enter.
Yeah, I guess same.
Heading aboard the ship.
Maybe it's
Um,
a sleepover.
it's cold and the power's off, but there doesn't seem to be any like upfront in your face indicators as to why. And you can hear getting a little bit closer, like clinking glasses, and you can kind of start to smell like food cooking.
Mm.
This is wrong.
Something strange going on.
I mean, Phoebe hasn't eaten in a while, so she's getting a little curious. So, when we walk in, is it like just straight ahead, or is it kind of like, you have to like turn around a corner to like see what's going on?
Yeah, you'd have to go down some hallways and corridors and stuff to get to the galley.
I think Phoebe's gonna get a little like not fully ahead, but like she's definitely getting curious because she smells food. So
Slow down, kid.
Yeah,
Can I try and like restrain Phoebe as she tries to, shoulder past? Like just put a hand out.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if Phoebe is going to try to get by like without being slowed down, both of you need to do strength and close combat.
okay.
Oh God.
I would like to assist Susanna.
Oh God.
Actually, if you're any good at strength close combat, maybe I should assist you. But I guess I said that I was the one that stuck my hand out. Hey,
Yeah, I only got 3 dice to it.
yep, same. Nah, nothing.
Yeah, nothing for me either. So I think with that, like she's not really trying to like start anything.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, oh, okay, sorry. I'm just hungry. Maybe they're
Alright.
just having a sleepover. I mean, you said they're just sitting around a table.
Only one way to find out. Deacon pulls out a flashlight and starts walking that way.
I think Brooks will kind of look at Phoebe after that interaction, and I do have a talent that's called Counselor, and
God.
I can essentially use command to reduce their stress.
Oh, okay.
So I'll make like a command roll, be like, hey,
Oh.
like
Yeah.
it's a stressful situation. We don't know what we're walking into. You need to keep your head about yourself. Like, just stick with the plan.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's fair.
Let's see how many stress I can reduce. Nothing.
Yay!
But with that, she will go back to being like fourth in line.
All right. Lance Corporal Deacon, you're leading the charge here, and as you come around one of the corners, it's a 30 to 40 foot long hallway that leads to the galley. You can see straight ahead. There's no obstructions. The galley door is wide open, and you can see on one of the tables there is in fact a fire. Like someone has built this small, like almost like little hibachi style fire, and there is a makeshift like rotisserie spit that has some meat on it. And as you're kind of taking this in, you can see a few people are moving around inside. They're getting plates, they're getting glasses out of the cupboards and stuff. They're wearing the jumpsuits like normal space travelers. And as you're getting closer, you can hear the conversation a little more clearly. They're talking about, I really hope that somebody comes soon. This is getting crazy. We're running out of things to burn. We're gonna freeze to death out here.
As I approach, take a closer look at the meat that's being cooked over the fire. See if I can make out, or through smell, what it is they're cooking.
I don't wanna think
Protein
about
pack
that.
number 17.
Private, got it.
No, it appears to be a like a large chunk of steak.
Oh no.
I turn to the rest of the group and just make eye contact with everyone and cock my weapon. Sort of as a signal, just be ready. And
I just keep my hand on Phoebe's collar.
Is there any
Well-
kind of cover in the hallway?
She's gonna
No.
pull out her pistol.
Okay,
though.
so it's just straight shot.
Yep,
think,
straight shot.
Yeah, Brooks comes up kind of next to Deacon at this point, kind of like fanning out, so we're not all stacked on top of each other. And I would say that Brooks looks very competent with a weapon. Above board, they roll 7 dice. They are very good with weapons. So
Nice.
Deacon will motion to both walls, basically ordering everyone to get up against them as best they can. And then he calls out, well, hello!
You hear plates and everything just start hitting the floor, and excited voices. Somebody's here. Someone's come. Someone's come. And you hear one voice kind of take lead and go, shh, shh, shh. We don't know. We don't know. Hold on. Just hold on. And this head kind of pokes around the door. You see a woman. She's got long, black, curly hair. Pretty much a spitting image of Darius Totem. And she takes one look at you and she's like, oh my God, like, are you friendly? Or like,
Crew of Swordfish 2. We're a mercenary outfit sent out by Darius Toten, looking for his
Daddy sent
stalker.
you?
Susanna
Oh my
is rolling her
God.
eyes.
Do we know
She
the
comes
father's
like
name?
skipping down the hallway. Oh my God, let me give you a hug. Oh.
Keep your distance. How many are with you?
There's 7 of us.
And what are y'all doing out here dead in space?
We're stuck.
Elaborate?
Well, when we came back through the weird wormhole thingy, our engine broke, and now we don't have any power. We've been burning everything on the ship.
Weird wormhole thingy? Could you describe?
I mean, like, I really can't, but like the sensor log thingy probably could. Like, if my brother was here, he could totally explain all this, but I'm really not like tech savvy. I'm more of the talker, you know. I do most of the interactions and stuff, even though we really haven't encountered
Ma'am,
anybody.
is there anyone on board who would know?
No, I'm kind of like in charge.
Where's your brother?
He unfortunately didn't make it.
What happened?
Well, okay, so like you have to understand, we've been out here for a really long time and we ran out of protein packs, so we drew straws and he got the short straw. And now, good news, I'm an only child. More money.
oh my God.
What does that even mean?
I think Brooks is now gonna snap out of that and be like, yeah. Can
Phoebe,
you
I
bring
think
your
it's time to
party
go
out into the hall? I
find
think
your dad.
dinner is over. We are heading back to the planet immediately.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh, if I had to eat that one more time, I swear I would just vomit.
Who's close to me? Which character is close to Phoebe right now? wait.
I think Susanna.
Probably me. I've still got
Yeah.
you by the
Well,
shirt.
I'm assuming you're probably taller than me too, and I'm gonna kind of like sort of pull you to me. It's like, does that mean what are they eating him? Are they eating him?
I just make eye contact with Phoebe and just a real subtle nod.
Yeah, your father has instructed us to find out what happened to you and bring you back if you were still alive. So I guess you get to go back to the planet. Does your brother have an ID or any form of documentation?
Yeah, it's all in like the ship thingy.
She's like picking dog tags out of her teeth.
Oh, yeah. As far as Brooks is concerned, we were here to grab these two people and leave. Like, it. Of course, we're not going to leave the other ones for dead, but like, yeah, the wormhole thing I think is interesting as far as science is concerned. But now, as annoying as this woman is, #1 priority.
Could I make some kind of observation roll to try and figure out if there's anything hinky going on here aside from cannibalism? Like if there's
You can make analyze roll.
okay, I can do that. Right. Okay. So, and for every 6 I roll, I get a question. Okay.
I don't
3
know why it won't
6s.
let me click on it now, but
Nice.
666 apparently.
666.
Number of the beast.
All right, so 77. That's what page it's on. If I can ever get there.
Oh, I've got it copied into my notes. Okay. So there's 6 questions I could ask. The GM must answer truthfully, but is allowed to give vague or incomplete answers to avoid spoiling the scenario.
My favorite.
Also, a successful analyze roll also reduces the stress level of all other PCs within short range by 1.
Hey.
So
That's handy.
All right. So hit me. What's your questions?
these questions aren't super helpful in this situation. I'm going to start with what problems could it cause?
So, like, what problem could she cause?
The
I
situation.
guess. Yeah. What? I guess in other words, are there any problems? Are there any problems that could arise that we have not that are not obviously anticipatable? If that makes sense.
Well, of course there are.
This
Yes.
man is a twisted fae with vague answers. We're not getting anything.
Nope. Got to honor that 666 somehow. Is it human or alien? Is the second question I'm going to ask.
Is what human or alien? This doesn't count towards your question. I'm just curious. Like, what are you trying to determine?
Okay, so at the moment we can only see the daughter, right? We haven't come across any of the rest of the crew yet.
Right, they're all
So I
still
guess-
in the kitchen area.
Right. So of what we can see, which is presumably the daughter and the chunk of steak, I'm looking for evidence of alien anything here.
Okay.
Within that.
So you definitely find some strange things happening in that kitchen as everybody is kind of doing their thing and you're doing the Susanna, like, I'm observing, I'm taking in stuff, and you notice that farther in that room there is about a foot tall looking like egg made out of presumably flesh, that is in fact opened. And you
Okay.
also notice, because you're taking the time to figure this out and not being distracted by crazy pants, you notice some of the other members of this crew are missing chunks. One of them is
Okay.
missing a few fingers. Another one is missing like the entire lower part of their arm.
Are they
Okay.
bandaged or like they're just
Mhm.
like okay, all right.
I have like maybe for the third question, and you can see how this works for you, Jennifer. The what is its
Yep.
purpose? Can you see if there was a purpose for running at us like that? Maybe.
Yeah, I love
It-
that for that question. Mm.
there's no secret hidden agenda on that one. She was just genuinely happy to see you all because this means she gets to go home to her money.
Okay. I'm directly behind Brooks. I believe Deacon was in front, so I am like essentially grabbing Brooks by the back of the shirt and whispering everything I've just noticed directly in their ear in very succinct scientific terms.
I think Brooks is just kind of
Um,
like, okay, nodding.
Would I recognize that as a xenomorph, like as an egg? Would I recognize that egg casing?
I
Okay,
will
then I will
say
communicate
that
that too.
Susanna would have knowledge of that, but it's not like that knowledge isn't thrown out around the universe. That is kept pretty hush hush.
All right. We're in the shit right now, so Susanna is sharing that information. She in like 2 sentences explains what the egg casing is to Brooks as well. Very succinctly.
What 2 sentences? Like,
That's a damn good question.
Alien bad.
because I
Okay,
imagine now there's like a severe level of like we're in extreme danger, and like Brooks is just gonna very quickly be like, Deacon, we're gonna have to get back to the ship immediately.
What is it?
Yeah, I'll just. Susanna's noticed something that she's seen before, and we are in extreme danger.
if I'm close enough behind, I am pointing out that egg to Deacon.
Deacon will follow with his eyes where Susanna's pointing. See the egg, and having firsthand experience with such things, punch the daughter in the face, pick her up. Everyone pull back. This ship is fucked.
Yeah, I think
Give me strength close combat.
Ash promptly voices concern about allowing something contaminated on his ship.
This is why we have a ship. We have to take her and go now.
I think
We
you can
tell him that she died in space and we leave her ass here.
I have
Brooks would like to give
2 successes.
Oh yeah, you knock her clean out.
I think
What
Pick her up, sling her over his shoulder, and then just sort of motion people to pull back.
yeah, I'm immediately following behind Deacon and kind of just patting Ash on the back, like, I'll test her out and see if she is indeed infected.
Deacon will also say to Susanna, do you see anything else on the tracker?
I presume there are still the 6 other things on the tracker.
Yep.
Just the same 6. Nothing else.
Have they noticed what we're doing in the hallway? Like, have they stopped what they're doing?
They're packing. They're like trying to grab their stuff.
We can't
Um,
allow anyone else onto the ship.
Now Brooks is alerted. I think Brooks is like, "What do you mean? Like, yes, we're in danger, but I mean, what do you? They're just people."
You don't understand. I know what that egg is, and it means infection contagion. We cannot allow anyone else onto the ship, or we're putting ourselves in danger.
That's enough to shut Brooks up. I think just a quick nod and then continuing to move. They actually have their own motion trackers, so I'd like to check that. Is there anything heading back towards the ship?
no.
Oh, good question.
But I do need Deacon to give me a stamina roll when you sling her over your shoulder.
1 success.
Cool. All right. You grab the daughter. You guys are ready to head back. The other people are like, "Hey, wait! What about us?"
Is there any way
And
to
they start
shut
to
that door
follow.
behind us? The
Oh
one that
yeah, I mean you could just close it back up.
yeah. No, I think
Deacon.
Brooks is cold-blooded enough for that.
Ash had
Deacon.
turned and at full speed headed to the cockpit and telling James to blow the lock as soon as the rest of our crew's clear.
All right.
Yes, Suzanne.
Yeah.
Can we bring them aboard and put them in the airlock? Phoebe, do you have anything that can scan them so that we can see if anyone is clear that we can bring on board safely?
Yeah, I'll double check the procedures on my notes on this pad and whatnot. But yeah, I definitely saw one in the infirmary.
Where is James?
Skateboarding around on the swordfish.
He's supposed to be at the airlock.
Swordfish?
No, he's with us. He'd never.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
Come
on
back to
the
me.
he's
Hello,
on the
friends.
on tilt.
Okay.
And as you all are like, he's actually kind of standing on the on tilt side of the airlock as everyone goes running by, and he's like, "Hey, what's it? Hey, what you got? What's it? Oh,
So are we gonna do the airlock thing?
In response to Susanna's question, Deacon will say, "It's not a good idea, Doc."
Is that like to me?
No, to Susanna.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, because she asked if they're, could we bring the other ones on the ship? And Deacon's response is, "That's not a good idea."
I
Ash's
understand
response
that's not a
is
good
no.
idea. How much do we value the potential life of innocence here?
Over
We were-
mine, we don't.
We were
I
sent
think-
her to get her and no one else, would be Deacon's response.
I think Brooks would side with her friend Susanna.
And I'm gonna side with Deacon. You don't really understand. Like, if there's something on that ship where they're infected, we really don't want that on there. It's just not worth it.
What's
Just
the
a-
harm if we put them in the airlock and scan them? If there is anything on board, we open the airlock. What's the harm?
This is gonna go bad. Just to sort of meta.
I can see I'm outvoted here, but
Well, technically, like as I was gonna say, meta, you're the science officer, and Brooks technically the. So I mean, y'all can overrule us. I'm just a grunt.
Yeah.
I'm just going based
I'm
off
going to
of
look at
experience.
Brooks.
Yeah. I don't see a problem with having them in the airlock. We could have them on their side of their own airlock. Does that make everyone happy? They're not on the ship. We could scan them from there.
Yeah, my equipment should be able to, I think, reach from there. So, if you really want to do it, we can.
How's that, Ash? They never step foot on the ship unless they're clean. All we're asking
And
is for a minute or two. Phoebe, how quick can you do these checks?
What is it? 6 people, maybe 30, 45 seconds per person. So
7. We should scan her as well.
add a small amount of time to that. I was going to say leave them on their ship in their airlock. Put the daughter in our ship in our airlock. Scan her first, potentially let her through. If she is clear, scan the others.
Okay. I imagine we're all at this airlock now, talking this through. So executive decision, like, it sounds good. Like, that's as safe as we could be with it without causing unnecessary death. So
I don't
imagine
like
I'm
it,
just closing the airlock behind us for our
but
ship.
if anybody twitches, murder be damned. I'm shooting them.
I imagine, like, Brooks is already closing the airlock before those other 6 can get like to a point that they could stop us, and then
Yeah, they're
drop
all like
the
in the
unconscious.
window, like banging. Let us in! Don't leave us here!
Ash probably didn't really stay that long to discuss it. Like on the way through, I pulled James with me for a second and say, if I tell you to blow the airlock manually.
Yeah.
And I
And
head to
that's
the
pleasure.
cockpit to try and get things ready to fly
Okay.
on a second.
Yeah, and between that, Phoebe's going to grab the equipment because it seems like, at that point, this is the decision that's been made, and comes back.
Cool.
Deacon ready's a flamethrower.
Beautiful.
I think
All
Brooks
right.
is still watching with their gun, but definitely, like, everyone else knows. I'm just sitting here like, they don't. I would almost say they have a stress now, just because that is like their biggest anxiety, is being the one out of the loop. So I'm
That's
actually
fair.
going to opt to
Oh.
take a stress from their just controlling nature.
I think it's fair to say Deacon has a stress right now too.
So all in all, it's going to take at least 5 minutes. Sorry, I just quick maths that, but yeah, 5 minutes to scan basically everybody.
Is that
All right.
with buffer time? Did you give yourself buffer time?
That's if it was like 45 seconds for each person.
You Boimler affected it?
Boimler effect.
I think, is Susanna at the airlock? I imagine Ash is in the cockpit. Phoebe went to go grab whatever scanner she needs, and then it's Deacon, Susanna, and Brooks.
Yeah, I'm staying at the airlock.
All right, I'm about to piss Deacon off. I think, Susanna, you've seen one of these before?
Ray? If anything, I would imagine I would only have seen dead specimens, if anything
Yes.
at all.
Correct.
Yes, but not live.
How much is it worth?
Oh
Was that said within ear range of Deacon?
Yeah, probably.
Or was that just us two? It was.
If we're all
You-
three
you get-
at
you
the
gotta-
airlock, they're not trying to keep secretive about it. They're
No.
just generally asking.
If
Brooks,
Deacon relays
you get
that
a- you get a
Ash, I'm
look.
blowing the lock.
Brooks get a look from Susanna, almost like, like a quite a lot. Quite a lot. This could be quite the payload for us.
I think kind of looks over at Deacon. You say we can't handle it. How sure are we that we can't handle one? There was one egg?
It only took one of these to wipe out most of my last squad. If any of this gets on board, we're all dead. Do not pass go. Do not collect your $200.
From some unknown place on the ship, you hear James, I get that reference.
I think kind of looks over at Susanna, back at Deacon. How about a dead specimen? Still worth a lot? Kind of looks back at Susanna.
If we can preserve it, yes.
You get a chance to kill it, Deacon. What's not to like? Killing things? Money?
I'm warning you, you do this, Brooks. It's not going to end well.
I'd say the quickest way to kill, certainly at least the hosts, would be to either evacuate the airlock, although that would cause damage. We could potentially flood the airlock with carbon dioxide. That should kill everyone inside fairly quickly, while still preserving the specimens. If we then haul them into the freezer,
The specimens are inside?
in
That's
theory,
how it
yes.
starts.
I think there's like a grimace, you know, of,
Once
I
Phoebe
guess we'll
scans
see.
them, we'll be able to know more.
Yeah. Is Phoebe still running?
I didn't, well, because I figured this conversation was taking place like trying to be not with me involved, so I was just waiting.
If you
But-
come up on it, I don't think Brooks is just posing like a, hey, there's an opportunity for money. I don't think the gravity of it is on them at all.
Okay, got you. Well, Phoebe didn't hear any of that. She's coming up now with her little iPad thing and the equipment in hand. So you kind of just see her rummaging through procedures wise, just kind of in the sense of trying not to mess this up. And then she takes the piece of equipment and starts doing her thing.
Okay. Let's see if the daughter's infected.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and do a little medical roll there
Oh,
and
he's
the
Okay.
affiliated stat.
I think Brooks looks at Susanna like, can you give her help with this? See if we could expedite it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'll help.
Okay.
Since I'm using piece of equipment, can I get a plus anything?
Yeah, you get another dice.
I'll take
So
it.
empathy, medical aid. So you'll get the dice from the extra die from using your equipment.
Yep.
You'll get the help die. Is it just one die or is it two for helping? I can't remember.
I
One.
think it's
Oh.
one. Yeah.
Okay. So and then do you still have no, your stress is gone now.
Yeah, my stress is gone.
Well, it shouldn't be.
Oh, sorry, one of them fell out of the dice tower. That's okay. Oh, 1-6.
A
1-6. All right. So as you are,
Oh, shit.
you
So there?
yeah, it's just kind of
Okay. Sorry, I think I lagged out a little bit. Yeah, I got 1-6.
all right. With your 1-6, you are doing your scan and find that she is not host to any kind of parasite or anything like that, but you do notice that she does have a cancerous tumor growing in her esophagus.
I think we just lost Juniper.
Yeah, I think because the
Hmm.
hotspot thing.
Yeah, I ran out of data.
Got you. I'm gonna relay that to the team. Just kind of hey, the daughter is clean. but it does look like she has cancer, which I guess I could try to more or less deal with that after I scan everybody else.
I think we just kind of keep that from her for now. Is she still unconscious?
Yes.
Susanna, can you make sure she's taken care of, and then just exit Juniper off stage? Sorry,
Next
sorry,
thing each
Juniper.
left, pursued by bear.
Yeah,
Right.
for Juniper.
No, actually, I think this would be a good spot to push the pause button, and we will pick up from this point in the next episode. Thank you very much to the players. You all did fantastic job. Loving the characters. This has all been an amazing wild ride so far. Thank you to chat. Your roles are still going to carry over into the next episode. There are plenty of them. Loved all the crazy conversation in chat. That was just a weird spiral. I don't know if that was downwards, upwards, left, or right, but that was like the elevator in Willy Wonka. But thank you all very much for checking it out. Thank you for hanging out with us, and we will see you all next time on Aliens, the Tabletop RPG. Bye, everybody.
Bye.